Welcome back to another episode of TVGP's We Roguelike It. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is Moonpear.
Hello, PC. I mean, yes.
That's right. That's right. Bleed Green. We're here for week 2 on The Last Stand Aftermath, which I unfortunately didn't get to play as much as I wanted to this week. I had a ridiculously busy week, but I almost said, but I had a killer run. But I had one really great run that ended probably in the only way that runs in this game can end, which are like, I'm doing okay. Oh no! Oh god!
Everything goes wrong. Uh-huh.
Yep, yep. This was a slow descent into wrongness, and then all of a sudden was just like, nope, yep, oh, wasn't gonna make my way out of that one. Okay. Um,
Uh-huh.
so how'd your runs go this week?
I had a few bad runs. So I think we talked about it previously how like the infection overwrites the health meter. I think
Right.
that's a really nice touch.
Yeah, it's really clever.
I like the fact that your upgrade, the permanent upgrade, the permanent meta progression in this game is knowledge.
Yes.
You collect knowledge,
Yep.
and then all of that knowledge is transferred back to home base by a radio.
Mm-hmm.
And they use that knowledge to invest in upgrades for you as a person,
Yep.
which I think is chef's kiss. Great, again, great storytelling reason for meta progression.
Right.
The same way it's great storytelling reason for these infected people to go out and be the last stand. Dang it.
Got him.
Um,
I wish that
in
radios were more.
more frequent.
Yeah, because I found my first one this week, and the only way I found one was by hitting a whatever they call it, a safe house, safe room, whatever. I
Yes.
found one of those, and that had a radio in it, and I was like, okay. Number one, really glad I can kind of take a breather here. Number two, I
Yes.
had a lot of knowledge to spend and get some upgrades, so that was
Uh-huh.
pretty nice. What have you gone with your first couple of upgrade picks?
Oh, I picked the higher percentage of healing.
Ooh, okay.
I picked the lower the rate of infection from all sources,
Okay.
because that makes your stuff slow down, and it makes um, your rate of infection slow down,
Mm.
and then it also makes your effect from being hit by one of those stupid explodey
Oh
boys.
my god, they're the worst.
I hate them so much. They they are the thing that end my run because they
Yep.
just infect me faster than I can do than I can, get rid of it. And minor spoiler, curing poison does not cure them.
Ah, interesting. Okay.
I'm sure it's a different status effect that you need to cure.
Right.
Which I talking about the knowledge again. By the way, I love the fact that you have to craft things to know what they are,
Right.
but then once you do, you have exactly everything is there for the next one. You want to make bandages? You have the material. This is how you make it. Let's go.
Right. Yeah, you like know the recipe already. Yeah.
Right. I think that's really, really good.
I went for quite a different set of perks for my knowledge. I My first one I did was movement speed. Uh, I think the first point you spend in is like an extra 10% or something like that. And I was like, all right, I wanna book a little bit faster in this game. It's not a really slow game. You know, there are a lot of roguelikes we play where we're like, just I need this game to move, please. Um,
Uh-huh.
that's definitely not this game. It feels pretty good. The other one I did was, as I think I could only afford two. I did you search things 20% faster.
Yes, I did that one too.
Yeah, I was like, if there's anything I'm gonna get to try and just get in a building, pick this place clean, and get the hell out of there, that's probably the thing that I wanna spend my cash
Uh-huh.
on. And that was on my run that I had a couple of runs that just like they in roguelike fashion they don't go anywhere. You're on the second area, you have no weapons, there's way too many zombies, you went loud too early. Things just went poorly. But I had one that made it. It was like 70 or 80% of the way through the first area, um,
Mm-hmm.
and I got to the safe house, which with I think it was like 3 or 4 mutations, almost no health. I was able to craft a bunch of stuff to heal myself up. I had a bunch of weapons. I picked up like an M16 at some point, which just chews through zombies like one bullet, and they're going down. Um,
Uh-huh.
I was able to kind of limp my way to a what's the army called? Herc, I think. Um,
Yes, or
it's like
yes, HERC.
HERC. Yeah.
Yes.
I made to one of their outposts, and I was like, boy, probably got to be some pretty good stuff here. Let's go here. Yeah, there was some pretty good stuff, except there were also armored military zombies, which
Yeah, they're not
suck.
great.
My shotgun I had was doing nothing to them, which was really rough.
So so you have to melee the armor off them before you can shoot them.
I learned that too late because I'm like, boy, there has to be some sort of trick to this, and there is. I just
Mm-hmm.
learned it too late, and I didn't have any of the antivirals on me, and there was one of those little buildings that have the antivirals in them.
They stop you from taking infection damage from the exploders, by the way, just as a heads up.
Oh, interesting. Tricks, huh? But there was one of those like little they look like storage containers that the HRC has taken over. I was like, there has to be one in there. That's what the tutorial keeps telling me. It's like, you find one of these things, there's going to be one in there. The door was locked, and there was a machine next to it. And I was like, oh, it had like a little power icon on it. I was like, oh, perfect. This will
Mm-hmm.
probably open up the door. It sure did. It also made a lot of noise when I turned it on. Sort of like,
Uh-huh.
uh, uh, what's that asymmetric multiplayer horror game?
Left for Dead.
No, the one that you played a lot with blood points.
Oh, dying, no diet, no Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight, very much Dead by Daylight style. Where it's like shh, 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 no, the generator made too much noise.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely did open up the door. It also turned on all of the lights in what seemed to
And
be
it
a
tracks the
mile
horde.
radius, and
Mm-hmm.
every zombie in the area was just like, "Hey, man, let's go get that dummy." And they
Yep.
did. That's where my run ended because they got that dummy. That dummy was me. So it was one of those moments of like, again, you can't be mad about it because I
Yeah.
didn't
You're
really.
taking a risk.
Yeah, and I also didn't really know what the risk was that I was going to be taking. And now that I have that knowledge, because what a lot of people, we'll talk about this for the rest of this show's life, what a lot of people don't realize is part of the experience and part of the knowledge you're gaining for roguelikes is mistakes you're making. Death is part of the experience,
Yep.
and every time you die, you learn something new of like, you probably could have, like, I probably could have just crouched down and snuck around and taken out all of these zombies before I started up this big loud thing. But I didn't. I got greedy and I got dumb, and the game punished me for it, which it definitely should. So that was.
So
Mm-hmm.
with those as well, like those little Herc buildings with the generator on the outside that do number one, it makes you fully aware of the horde thing because it's got the three skulls symbol above, letting you know that
Yep.
that's what's going to happen.
Yep.
Um, if you ever need an antiviral, it's always in the outside of that building. It's on the
Ah, okay.
bottom. So if you ever see one and you're looking for an antiviral specifically, it'll be a battery compartment on the bottom left edge of the building if it is there. It's like on
Okay.
a box on the outside, so you
Okay.
don't have to go in for the antiviral. There's always a radio on the inside that you don't have to use a battery for, though.
Mm,
Just so you know.
okay. I never find any batteries either.
I get most of mine from crafting at this point.
Okay. I'll have to try and craft some of that stuff. I find the crafting stuff a little bit confusing when you don't have a table, like when you're just crouching down and crafting stuff.
I haven't
Um,
even tried that yet, to be honest.
yeah, you can. I feel like you can do some of them through the menu. I feel like
Hmm.
I wish the kind of like at least on PC. I haven't played
And they
this
have
on.
a different crafting menu for the fire as well,
Right, true. Um,
which is all the herb stuff.
yeah, I haven't played this on console because I was gonna pick this up on PS5, but a lot of people said that. I don't know if this is true or not. This is was a concern that a lot of people said that it's largely gone unpatched on consoles. Um, but the like hot bar menu in the bottom right is a little bit unwieldy to use in the moment. I find myself just getting into the main menu more often to kind
Hmm.
of pause the action and redo my loadout because it's usually like, oh, I'm just punching these zombies with my fists. I should be using something a little bit more interesting to attack these guys with. So I wish that was a little bit easier to use. I think.
Yeah, crafting can be a little bit tricky at times. I
Yeah.
do like the fact that you can be interrupted, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Like you can't just sit there and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna craft a bunch of herbs and nothing's gonna bother me." It's like, no, this the zombies are still they're still here. Like they're not gonna wait for you,
Hmm.
which is nice. Um, yeah, I am having quite a bit of fun playing this game. I think these are the games that I am excited to check out on this show. Of just like this game says it's a roguelike, let's check it out. We haven't played like a
Yeah.
zombie roguelike like this at least in a while, so let's give it a shot. And I'm having a good time with it so far. I think there's a lot of cool ideas in this game.
Hmm.
So how are you feeling about it?
I like it. I like it a lot so far. Like it's been fun to just chill
Yeah.
and enjoy the vibe, even though it's a bad vibe for a while.
It's definitely not like a mile a minute sort of game. Like you really are scouring these areas and you really are scavenging as much as you really can before you get too hurt
Hmm.
or you get a little overrun or things like that. So it's I'm kind of feeling it. This is a
Did you
cool game.
did you make it to the wall yet?
No, I haven't because I like that the run I'm did, which was like 70 or 80% of the way through that first area. That's the best I was able to do this week. All the other runs were very much the like, nope, I made a mistake. This one wasn't going to do it.
There's a zone two.
I sort of figured I figured this is gonna be one of those games where it's like, oh yeah, you figured out. Oh, we just learned there's something beyond the wall. Um,
Uh-huh.
that's exciting. Curious to see
Yep.
how many
It
zones there are.
it it looks big. Like I'm not
Okay,
gonna lie, it looks pretty big.
yeah, yeah. This game seems uh, pretty well put together, and there's a lot of cool stuff in
Uh-huh.
this game. So, um, any final thoughts here for week two?
No, it's been fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's been great.
Yeah, it's a good game. All right, that's week two of the Last Stand Aftermath. We'll see you on the next run. Bye.
Bye.